Hello, welcome to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the October reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for post notifications, and leave me a comment. Let me know, like, is this reading, how is this reading working out in your life? We'll see how it goes for this reading, right? So one more card. I got two. I don't want two. I want one. Okay. So we have the Sun card, which is the first card that came out, which I laughed earlier because this card came out before when I was first shuffling, and I kind of put it back in and it came back out again for you guys. So this is actually your card, right? Like the Sun card in the traditional tarot deck is your card. So this is the Sun card for you guys. Oh, look, we have, this is interesting. We had the House card, and then when I pulled it, there's a fox underneath it. And so I'm going to take that, even though we're only doing a 5-card spread. I feel like it's a message there. We have the Mouse card. We have the Coffin. And we have the Heart. So there are a couple of things that are happening here, right? At the center of this reading, we have the Mouse card, which is an indication of something deteriorating, whether it be like a health or whether it be a relationship. And I'm going to lean towards a relationship only because we have the Heart card here, and we also have the Coffin. So for some of you, you might be in a space where a relationship that you might have had or have is deteriorating, and so at the heart of like the romance aspect of it, it might feel like a component of it is dying, or it's shifting into a different space. With the Sun card here, you know, the Sun card is usually a really good card. It really talks about feeling good, and all these cards are like on the opposite end of that. So I do feel like for some of you, you might be presenting that way outwardly, letting people think that everything is okay with you, even when everything is not okay. The Fox card is an indication of being very calculated and being very cunning, especially when it comes to matters related to your household. So you might be hiding a lot of things about your household, or you might be hiding things from the people in your household, really presenting like this energy of being in a good space here with the Sun card, but really there is a deterioration of your household life that is kind of happening here. And for some of you, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a complete end. It could mean that there's just going to be a lot of changes, and certain aspects of your household dynamic are going to die and change and shift into a different space. Okay. For some of you, this could just be a type of like unhealthy patterns or unhealthy you know, situations that are happening that are kind of like dying out. You might feel that there's like a situation where, like, if you are living in a house with someone, it might feel like there's a decline in like the trust aspect, because one person might feel like the other person isn't necessarily being trustworthy or operating in a space of just being very kind of like sneaky, and so that could be showing up there. But also I feel like it feels like two different situations. So in one situation, it might feel like you're completely happy. And in the other situation, it feels like everything is falling apart, but it is directly affecting the nature of your house. It's affecting what's happening inside your house, inside your family. It feels like the family structure or the changes and the things that you used to do might not necessarily be the same anymore. And so, yeah, it just feels like some things are kind of like changing or shifting in your relationship. So let's go ahead and pull some cards and see what these cards are saying for you guys. Yep, I'm gonna leave that there. These cards are like jumping out. Okay, so in your current situation here, we have the Lovers card, we have the Star card, and we have the Seven of Cups. So this is an indication for some of you that you might be in a space right now where you feel like you have a lot of offers, you have a lot of choices, you have a lot of things that you can choose from, right? It feels like an overwhelming amount of choice, and it does feel like you really feel good about the ability to have that choice. And this feels like it's dealing with you know, this does feel like a relationship, right? So you might have a lot of different lovers to choose from, a lot of potential partners to choose from, and you do feel good about that space. For some of you, that you could be having to choose between a Gemini person. This is the Lovers card is the card for Gemini, or a Aquarius person, because this is also a card for Aquarius. Now, the thing about choices is that sometimes when we make choices, we may not necessarily see the full picture. I feel like there are some aspects of the people involved, or the things that are being presented to you, that you might not have a full scope of it. So when you choose, you need to make your choices wisely, because sometimes, you know, things are not necessarily what they seem. You're being crossed here by the Hermit in reverse. And so some of you might have been in a space where you were rather withdrawn. And so now it feels like you're coming out of that, of feeling withdrawn, and really stepping into a space where, you know, you want to kind of deal with the choices that you have. Another option here is a Virgo. One of you might be dealing with a Virgo person also on the table. We have actually a lot of signs here. Like I said, there are a lot of choices. We have Cancer. We have an earth sign individual here with the Queen of Pentacles, who feels like the person that you're consciously dealing with at this time. But I do feel like you might have had some secrets here with the Moon card in reverse that came out about this person, but I feel like they're at like the forefront of your mind. So that would be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn person. In the past, we have the Strength card, and we also have the Five of Wands. So it does feel like you were in a space where you were constantly arguing or going back and forth. It does feel like a sense of conflict happening here. And some of you might have felt like with the Strength card that you had to kind of like bite your tongue, or really not be able to say how you feel in the conflict, not really expressing yourself the way that you want to in the conflict, and kind of holding a lot of things back. On the subconscious, we have the Three of Pentacles. So for some of you, again, like, I mean, this does feel like a third party situation. I mean, it does seem like there's like a lot of people involved in this dynamic. And so some of you might be really like exploring your options. And if this is not related to a relationship, right? Some of you might be feeling like you have a choice between different types of internships that you want to take. You might be really considering different job opportunities or different places to work. And so that is kind of like coming out like on the subconscious, if this is not about a relationship. But I do really feel like this is relationship heavy. And so this is like a sense of like, being in a place where you're, you're kind of like working with multiple people, trying to learn from different dynamics and and dealing with different energies, right? The outcome here is the 8 of Swords. So some of you really do feel like you're trapped in a situation. So for some of you, you could be in a situation where you're working with someone who is like a nurturer. This is like mother energy, very nurturing, a mother figure. This might be someone that you are married to or have a child with, or is your own mother, right? You might have found out some secrets about this person, but for whatever reason, you feel like trapped to the situation, which could mean, like I said, like you're married to them. At the same time, you are really like in a space of exploring like your options. And I want to pull some clarifying cards because I want to know, what is the secret here? What is the Moon card here for? 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 The Moon card. Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So some of you might have found something out about this person here. Queen of Cups energy, that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and a Knight of Swords, which is an air sign person, right? It feels like, usually this is when this is in the reverse, we're talking about kind of like rushing into a dynamic with this person, or rushing into a situation with this person and then realizing some secrets about them. So it does feel like a really like an in and out energy. It might have started out passionately, but it does feel like, well, it kind of feels like it's still going on. But there is like the secret hanging in between the two of these queens, right? So there might be a situation where you are dealing with two different women. They don't know about each other, or they have just found out about each other. And so that is kind of like something that's happening or coming out at this time. And I really feel like you have a lot of choices to make, right? About where you want to go and who you want to be with. What is the Hermit card here for? What is the Hermit card here for? The Chariot. So there is a sense that you do want to move forward. I do feel like you are in a space where you might feel stuck. You might feel like you're always biting your tongue. You feel like you're trapped to the situation, but I do feel like you really do kind of want to move forward and move out of this space where you feel like you're trapped in the house. It's like, it's giving me, I feel trapped in the house type vibes, and I want to get out. I want to go out. I want to have fun. I want to, explore. What is the 3? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at the 7 of Cups came out again. But I'm not going to take that. What is the 3 of Pentacles here for? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So it feels like you're giving up on something. Like you don't want to work anymore. Right? The Knight of Energy is about really like balance, boring energy, right? Like doing what's right, doing what you have to do, being like this responsible person. And I don't feel like you want to do that anymore. I feel like you really want to take the opportunity to really explore all of your options. But why do you feel trapped to the situation? Why do you feel trapped? What is the 8 of Swords here for? Why do you feel trapped? the Emperor, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So some of you might have young children, right? You might have a water sign, a younger child that's a water sign. The Emperor is, you are kind of like the head of your household. You might be the boss of your situation. And I feel like there's a sense of not wanting to regret losing something, right? Like you're holding on because you don't want to be in a space where you're crying over the things that you've lost, especially if you're the boss or you're like the head of this household, and you might have some children in the mix. And so that could be the reason why you feel trapped to the dynamic, and not wanting to go, but you really, really do want to go. So we're going to pull some advice cards for you, Leo. Let's see advice for Leo. Yeah. Healing energy. I don't know. In my own personal practice, the last time I saw this card, I was pregnant. I don't know. This card gives me pregnancy vibes just because of that. So if you're not trying to get anybody pregnant, probably should chill out. So we have healing energy. Does that not give you pregnancy vibes? Like, look at that. Like the little hand in the belly. Like, you know, that's just how I looked at it. Healing energy and transformation. Drawing this card guides you to work with energy on a healing level. Take a class, go and receive a Reiki healing, or just sit in meditation and concentrate on mindfulness. With the healing energy of divine love, you do not have to know how to do anything. Just sit quietly, set your intention, and let Creator's love fill you up. When you are living in a vibration of healing, you not only affect yourself, but those around you. Others then can connect with your energy, and their vibrations can rise as a result. There's no force to this. This is basically how energy works. Your vibrational charge will affect change in the ones that you are close to. Alternately, this card signifies healing is taking place within a relationship. So this reading is definitely about relationships. I mean, it's interesting that the card says healing. I don't particularly see the healing. I feel like there is a little bit of a divide and a deterioration, but I did also see the Sun card in the first spread. And so some of you, like I said, might be making the choice to go into another dynamic that might give you the type of joy that you are looking for. And the last card is transformation. After the rain comes the sun. After the caterpillar comes the butterfly. This situation you are inquiring about is somehow acting as a catalyst for major transformation. If you find yourself questioning or having regrets, don't. Try not to second guess yourself or beat yourself up. Nothing happens that is not supposed to. Many of your issues and situations are not anything to be upset about. They are a path to wholeness. You are the one who infuses drama and chaos into the situation. You are always given opportunities to grow and learn. Growth and learning very rarely come about when everything stays status quo, and just as you think they should. Be thankful that you have this wonderful opportunity to transform and heal to a better and higher rate of vibration. So Spirit always knows best, right? And so I feel like for some of you, you might just be going through a major transformation in the nature of your relationship. that ultimately this upheaval that you are going to be having with all these secrets being revealed is going to be the catalyst for change. So if it feels like it's deteriorating right now, ultimately what it's going to transform into is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be for your best and highest good. So that is the end of the reading for you guys this month. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please leave me a comment and let me know, like, how is this working out in your life? Share the video with a friend, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for post notification, and of course, if you like the video, then like the video. I will see you guys soon. Take care.